Dear students, welcome back to my channel Enjoy Learning. In this video, I am going to teach you all the basic concepts of the chapter areas related to circles, all the formulas that you can use and all the various types of questions that come in this chapter. So this video is going to be a 100% complete revision of the entire chapter areas related to circles for your board exams. So before beginning, I must tell you the basic concepts and the basic terms that are related to circles. First of all is these are circles and a circle with the center O. So the three basic terms that you must know are the chord, the sector and the tangent. So firstly, what is a chord? A chord is a line segment that joins any two points of the circle. A chord is a line segment that joins any 2 points of the circle. For example, if I draw this line segment, so this line segment is joining the 2 points. Let's name this point P and this point Q. So this line segment is joining the point P and Q. So this line segment is called a chord. So any line segment that joins any 2 points of the circle is called a chord. So simple. So this is also a chord. Let's name the points X and Y. Next, if I draw a chord that passes through the center of the circle, then this chord is the largest chord. Do you know? And this chord is called the diameter. The chord that passes through the center of the circle is called the diameter of the circle, and in fact the diameter of the circle is the largest chord. Okay, any other chord that you draw will be smaller in length as compared to the diameter. Okay, so I hope you got the point. What is the exact meaning of a chord? Now the next important term related to a circle is a secant. What is a secant? Listen very carefully. A secant is a line, it is a line, not a line segment. A secant is a line that intersects the circle at two distinct points. What is a secant? A secant is a line that intersects the circle at two distinct points. So, a secant is a line. So, we denote a line by this symbol, and this line must intersect the circle, must cut the circle at 2 points, okay, P and Q. So, this is a secant. So, what is the difference between a chord and a secant? A chord is a line segment, whereas a secant is a line that intersects the circle at 2 points. If you carefully look over here, so the part of the secant that is lying inside the circle, this part P to Q, this part is the chord. So a chord is a line segment of a finite length, whereas a secant is a line of infinite length. Now the next important term is a tangent. A tangent is a line that intersects the circle at only one point. What is a tangent? A tangent is a line that intersects the circle but at only one point. So in a way we can say a tangent is the line that just touches the circle, that just passes through the circle and touches it at only one point. Okay, so these are the tangents. A tangent is a line that touches the circle, or you can say that intersects the circle at only one point. And this point at which the tangent touches the circle, this point is called the point of contact. So I hope you understood all the three basic concepts, all the three basic terms that are related to a circle. Now we will move on to the concept of areas related to circles, all the formulas, all the type of questions and the methods that you have to use. So first of all, you must know what is the area of a circle and what do we mean by circumference of a circle. So area of a circle is nothing but this surface. This entire surface is called the area of the circle. Okay. Okay, so if r is the radius of this circle, then the formula of the area of the circle is area is given by pi into r square. What is r? R is simply the radius, that is the line segment, the length of the line segment from the center of the circle to any point on the circle. So this is the radius, and what is the value of pi? Pi is equal to 22 upon 7, or it is equal to 3.14. It is simply a constant quantity. So the formula used for the area of a circle is simply pi r square. Now next move on to the circumference. What is circumference? Circumference refers to the boundary of the circle, the length of the boundary of the circle. If I am talking about this boundary, if I want to find the length of this boundary, then this length is called the circumference of this circle. So what is the formula? How to find the circumference of a circle? If the radius of the circle is denoted by r, then the formula for the circumference is given by circumference is equal to 2 pi r. 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle. Next is, what is a sector and what is a segment of a circle? The entire chapter is dealing with these two terms only. So, what is a sector? A sector is simply that part of a circle which is bounded by, or you can say, which is formed by two radius of the circle. The plural form of radius is radii. So, the correct way of saying is which is formed by two radii and arc of the circle. So, this portion, this part of the circle, see carefully, it is formed by two radii and the arc of the circle. Arc is nothing but a part of the boundary of the circle. So this part is called the sector of the circle. Okay. So if you carefully look at this figure, you can point out that the circle is divided into two parts. Okay, one the smaller part and the other the larger part. So both these are in fact the sector. Carefully look over this part, the larger part. See, this part is also formed by two radii and this arc of the circle. So this is also the sector of the circle. So the smaller part is called the minor sector and the larger part, the larger area in which the circle is divided is called the major sector. So what is a sector? A sector is the part or area of the circle formed by two radii and arc of the circle. Then this angle, the angle between the two radii in the sector, this angle is called the angle of the sector. So this angle, if I name this angle theta, so theta is called the angle of the minor sector. This is the minor sector and this is the major sector. Okay, so theta is the angle of the minor sector, and if I ask you the angle of the major sector, so the angle in the major sector is this angle, right? It is this angle, and how can we find this angle? The complete angle is 360 degree. So 360 minus theta. If theta is given, the angle in the minor sector, then you can find out this angle, the angle of the major sector. So this is all about a sector. Now next, quickly move on to a segment of a circle. So a segment of a circle is that part or that area of the circle which is formed by a chord of the circle and an arc of the circle. So this area, this part of the circle, see, this part is bounded by, or this part is formed by a chord of the circle and the arc of the circle. So this is called the segment This is called segment of the circle. And now here also, if we carefully look over here, then again the circle is divided into two parts, the smaller part and the larger part. So this is also a segment. Why? Because it is the area enclosed by the chord and the arc, and this is also a segment of the circle. See, it is also formed by the chord and the arc of the circle. So the smaller part is called the minor segment and the larger part is called the major segment. So remember the difference between a sector and a segment. A sector is the area between the two radii and the arc, whereas segment is that area which is between a chord and the arc of the circle. Now next is all the important formulas related to a sector and a segment of a circle. So first is the formula for finding area of sector. Area of sector. So if this sector is given, the angle of the sector is also given theta and the radius of the circle is given r, then the formula for area of this sector is theta upon 360 degree into pi r square, where r is the radius of this sector, or you can say radius of this circle. So this formula is very simple. You directly have to apply this formula and calculate the area. Now the next is arc of the sector. So if the question asks you to find the length of the arc of the sector, okay, if the question asks you to find this length, the length PQ, and the angle theta is given, then what is the formula? Theta upon 360 degree into 2 pi r. So you just have to carefully look at the figure, what is given in the question, okay, and then you simply have to apply these formulas and you will directly find out the result. The problem comes when you are asked to find the area of segment, okay, because there is no such formula, direct formula for finding the area of segment. So for area of segment, two types of questions come and both the questions I will discuss, and I will tell you how you have to find the area of the segment in each type of question. So if you carefully look in this figure, then if I make two radius over here, you know, the length of all the radii are the same. So if this is r and this is also r, so the complete figure, this complete figure is the sector, isn't it? It is nothing but the sector of the circle. So, and if this angle is theta, let's suppose, so area of this part of the circle, this segment of the circle, can be deduced from the expression that this area is equal to the area of this complete sector minus the area of this triangle. Can you see this triangle? Triangle XOY. Okay, so the area for the segment will be area of the corresponding sector minus area of this triangle XOY. Okay, so then we can find out the area of the segment. Now I am going to discuss the two types of questions that come and in which you have to find the area of segment.